Hello and welcome to another 7 out of 10 quick look. Today we're trying our most adventurous one yet. You can see us. Ooh. I'm James, this is Ali, and this is Book of Spells. The Harry Potter, well, not really Harry Potter, it's set in the Harry Potter universe, and it allows you to become a wizard at Hogwarts. So if we enter our school year, you'll be able to see what we've been up to so far. Here we go. As you can see, it uses the move controller, and so far we've progressed to we're in year 2, the second half. Hello. This is of the Book of Wonder itself, and it looks like today will be
This useful little charm will allow you to uncover messages hidden by other wizards.
down, hopefully it tracks it down.
Ready to learn? Pull up the picture to read about the chapter, or you can just turn the page.
You can see it uses some really nice AR. The book itself has got a load of markings over it, so you can track it around the room. And of course my move controller has now become a mighty wand. The hand controls over to
Point at the
best
glowing
witch in the
words and
room.
Pull the T button to read.
So it just tells us, the first few chapters tell you how to start off and pick up the bits of glowing text so you can learn more about what you're doing.
Invisible ink and messages hidden by magical means. This spell is able to
I think this really is aimed at younger
basic
audience
concealment
because
charm,
the text is
so
quite
be
slow.
warned.
It's a little challenging to
Any
skip
plans for
ahead if
mischief
you
hidden with
can read
invisible
it more
ink
quickly than
can
he can
easily be
speak it.
uncovered by wizarding parents and teachers alike.
Well, we got a little inkwell. It's one of my favourite things, just to keep moving it around. Never grows old.
That was very revealing. Well done, you're building quite a collection of souvenirs. Ah, Miranda Goshawk has left us another tale about this spell.
Should we have a look at
What's
the
glowing words on
tale?
the page
Yeah,
to hear the
yep.
story?
These
So-
are rather wonderful
We're going
little
to hear
insights
another
into
wondrous
JK's
wizarding
rounding
tale, this
backstory
time
around
about
the wizarding
power of
world.
the revealing charm.
So as a Harry
Want to read
Potter
the
fan,
story?
a bit of a
Remember,
treat
you
really.
can always cancel the story anytime by holding
Why would we skip the story?
Yeah,
Why?
let's have it now.
So these are one of my favourite parts as well. They really show. Well, they give you a lot of flavour into the universe, but also you'll see me doing this a lot. You get to just hold the book, spin around,
Look down from
Oh.
the top.
move it out of range. Don't move it out of range.
Protective of her discoveries that she wrote exclusively.
Get the owl in there.
Not to mention writing upside down, back to front, and in atrocious handwriting. Wenlock was famous for her absent-mindedness.
So in each of the there's 5 years or chapters, and each of them are divided into 2 halves. And the general plot for most of them is that they'll reveal about 3 or 4 spells in each, and along the way you'll get a handful of the stories that explain the background to some of the spells, where it's come from, and really fleshing out the universe itself. I mean, one of the big draws is, as Ali says, it gives you an insight to the world of Harry Potter and the wizards and the witches and the muggles that possibly you don't get to see too much in the stories themselves. This is all about the history.
Losing them. She could frequently be seen retracing her steps through her hometown of Tinworth, attempting to use the revealing charm on every scrap of paper she came across in search of a lost arithmancy calculation.
So as you can see, I'm just playing with the book
Down
whilst we're listening to the story.
Around the sides of the pigeon.
One day.
There you go.
Sending a rat
Apparently
along
on the
there.
back of an envelope, using her usual invisible ink. She then
It's like
proceeded to send her cousin
anyone who's got the
letter
3DS and the AR cards that came with that. It's basically a giant pimped version of that, but still magical.
Well, there we go. 7 is the most magical number. Something that will resonate with fans of the books.
I heard 3 was a magic number. Is that?
I think you're thinking of a song, dear.
Seized her broom and managed to overtake the. Overtook
What do we think?
What?
Penguins?
You got to pull the penguins. You can't ignore a penguin.
That doesn't sound right.
Here we go.
Perhaps try the other tab.
Well, he's suggesting we try the other tab, but It's always just lovely to see the little animations, for even if they're the wrong part of the story.
Of course,
Right, here we
she
go.
managed to overtake the owl carrying the letter in mid-flight. The pair engaged in a fierce mid-air tussle as Wenlock tried to recover the
So is this all about a revealing charm, where there's a high-speed
Most
chase
of
against an owl?
take male
I think we missed some of the
tampering
plot,
very
but yes,
seriously
this is
and
the
will
revealing
refuse to
charm.
give up their deliveries
She's
to
trying to find out
anyone
what's
but
in
the
the letter.
addressee. After suffering several nips and scratches, Wenlock resorted to following the owl to her cousin's house in John O'Groats.
Let's see the wand in the background there,
After
pulling the
finally
pulling the
retrieving
strings.
the envelope from her bemused... Whose house was Bridget visiting, can you remember?
It's got to be a troll.
No, no.
I think some of my
That's not
cousins
the
are
right
trolls
word.
anyway.
No, apparently that's not right.
She retrieved it
Let's
from
get
her
the cousin
cousin,
out.
but her revealing charm revealed nothing
Don't
but a
see the
cake
difference,
recipe.
personally.
Which she
So,
jotted down
as far as we know, this is all tied in with the Pottermore universe as well, the sort of quasi-MMO Harry Potter game that J.K. Rowling helped write. So there's an awful lot of text that you won't find in any of the books, but it allows you to import your house, your wand, anything else you've got stored on there. I think send some house points over, possibly in the other direction.
Yes, we're batting for Hufflepuff here, so
Bad-
go Badgers.
Go Badgers!
Mysteries of your own. Turn the page to learn
Not quite
to
sure what a
use this
badger
charm
noise
and
makes,
start
otherwise we'll probably cheer
uncovering
along.
the invisible.
So I think it's that floppy corner says it's time to turn the page, so you actually physically turn the page in the book. You can do that, James?
Yunk.
And see what
You can
lies.
see there's a slight lag with the AR, but you can forgive that.
Here,
It's so
we'll
smooth,
learn
I
the
mean,
gesture and
As a
incantation
non-computer
to
person,
reveal
I am
things
absolutely
hidden
blown
behind
away with
There
the
you go, you
text.
can still see it going by behind it.
Pull up the
Ah.
illustration on the page.
Right, so let's pick.
Apparesium. The incantation to magically reveal hidden writing or markings is Apparesium. Say the incantation aloud. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Apparesium.
That's it.
Well, I seem to like it. Although we have shouted root words at it before, and it just accepts anything.
You're ready to learn the spell shape. Pull up the picture on the page.
Okay, so we've learned how to, well, call the spell. Now we've got to try and flish and wick.
Right, let's learn the gesture.
The wand gesture for the revealing charm is a loop and cross. Loop your wand from right to left and back again. Looks a bit like a fish, doesn't
Alright,
it?
so
Try drawing the shape
this
now.
is where you press the move button, not the trigger, so hold it down.
Good.
And
Do that
let's knock
once
the
more,
mic
but
on
this
the
time
way.
without any help.
Do you want to
So
go
let's
there,
go.
James?
Good.
There you go.
That's it.
As,
Well done.
as you can see, it's really quite generous with the shapes that you
Whenever
can
see a
make.
little glint like that,
There's
it
an
means
awful
there's
lot of forgiveness, which I think is great
Oh, I
for
had a
younger
feeling our
kids.
esteemed author
Some of
would
the
have something for
spells
you.
that we learnt in the
Beware of
first year included figure of
Guards
fours,
its
little
secrets
waves,
jealously.
the
Sphinx
Wingardium Leviosa
Perhaps Miranda
swish
is giving us a
flick,
clue to this chapter's
but all were really
Ready to
unique
move
and
on?
really
You
solid
found
gestures.
everything. I bet you'll need this
That's
spell
it,
to
and there's a
find
little
hidden
hint
clues
there in the
the
corner
text,
of the page
so
that's
keep an eye
saying
out.
Yeah.
if we want to
Ready to
progress,
move on?
it's time to.
You can see it, there you go. Is that everything from here?
Yeah, that's it. Let's
Is it going to give us something to practice with? No.
yes.
No. Sometimes they give us little practice games to get
It's
used to the
amazing how
spells.
useful it can be to grow
Um,
and shrink things with magic.
So it looks
Time
like
to learn
they
the
think we've got that one
incantations.
down, so we're on to
That
another one.
picture's
So
become all
let's
overgrown.
learn the
See if you can
incantation
use your
for
wand to shift those
engorgement
pump.
and
These
shrinking
straightforward but surprisingly dangerous charms cause certain things to swell or shrink. You will be learning
got a
both
giant
charms
frog they have
together
there.
so that
Are
you
those
can
pumpkins
always
as well?
undo an
Are they pumpkins?
over-enthusiastic
It's the
cast.
first time they've asked us to learn two at once.
There is thus no excuse for having accidentally shrunk your homework down to microscopic size, or for allowing a giant toad to rampage through your school's flower bed.
Ooh, what's
There you go,
going
another
here?
one. Another good excuse to pick up the. But oh no, the frog's going. The frog's going before I can get it. I just can't resist
Time to
picking it
learn
up
the
and having a look around.
incantations. But
I know how it's done,
all overgrown.
but I still find it quite
See if you
fun.
can use your wand to shift
Just like,
those
like
pumpkins
seeing
out
what's
of the way.
behind,
Look
turning
at that.
around, see what's behind it all.
Ooh, so we sent some pumpkins flying.
Engorgio.
Are you going to ask us to shout it?
The incantation to make things grow is Engorgio. Say it now. 3, 2, 1.
Engorgio!
Good. Nice and loud.
Well, we seem to get that one.
Yes, in the day-to-day casting of spells, you don't actually need to say, it's more about the gestures, but I think this really ties it in with the whole universe.
Oh, and another one straight after.
To magically shrink things, speak the incantation Reducio. Say it clearly now. 1, 2, 3.
Reducio!
Very nice.
This is how we aced the first year, with pronunciation like that.
Right,
And teamwork.
time to
And
learn
teamwork.
gestures for these
Whoosh.
charms. Turn the page to move on.
Now it's a weird bit of flow through the game, to be honest, because it's quite slow and it's quite
Here we go.
staggered. As you saw with the first handful of spells you've seen us learn here, that it's very much a case of steady, make sure you've learned this one, reinforce with a story or a bit of a
Draw
ditty.
an arrow shape
Yeah, well, we
pointing
get another
up.
one.
It's like an upside down V.
Yes, it's quite formulaic. Each chapter seems to be the same. And
Nice.
Mike again?
Let's see that gesture again, but drawn from
Honestly.
memory this time.
Yeah, well, as you can tell, we're still trying to figure out how to
Right,
do audio
that's
in this
it,
place,
that's
so
all
have a very old school mic just
Right,
sat in
now
the centre of us.
shrinking charm.
Was that growing?
I think that was growing because it's
Okay.
going up.
Making
Cunning,
things shrink
cunning.
uses a wand gesture pointing down. So it's like a letter V.
And
All
nailed it!
Now you need to draw the gesture again, this time from memory.
I will protect the mic this time. She managed to miss it.
Just like in Gorgio,
I'm gonna
you
shrink
point at
you
an
now.
object and hold the T button to make it shrink.
They're going to give us a toy to play with?
Pumpkin to
I
practice
hope
on.
so.
Start off
Ooh.
shrinking it.
Chivo.
First, try shrinking that pumpkin using the
So you've got to do
shrinking
that.
charm.
So this is our first practice ground that you'll see. So
So we can-
the icon down in this corner here means that we've got a spell already engaged. So we don't need to do anything. We just need to flick the wand at it.
But I
hopefully.
think I'm going to clear it and just practice again, so the circle button clears it. So here we go.
First, try
Draw the
shrinking, that
shrinking
pumpkin
and-
using the shrinking charm. Right, you've
Put on
cast
the
the
trigger.
spell. Now point your wand at the pumpkin.
Oh, there we go. Oh, you
There
just
we
have to
go.
tap it.
Oh,
That was it.
that's tiny.
There you go.
Now
Diddy.
let me see you using
Can you see it there?
to make it massive.
Diddy.
Right. Do you want to
Back
have a go at
down.
blowing it?
Go on then. So cancel that. Is it gonna?
Right, you cast the spell.
There we go.
Now point your wand at the pumpkin, then hold
Dink.
the T button.
Hold the
Hold the
T
T
button.
button.
There we
There
go.
we
Some
go.
more.
Can we get it bigger?
Go on.
Go on.
Keep going. Let's see how big we can get
Will it
this.
go big?
Is that as big? Go on. Larger.
Ah, yeah.
Oh.
Well, that can happen.
Seems a bit of a.
Anyway, you've proven your engorgement and shrinking skills are up to scratch.
We'll have
You're
to
a
just
dab
wash
hand at
that.
Shrinking
We've
and engorging. Turn the
got some
page.
pumpkin on the telly,
Practice
so we'll
the
just
spell.
wash that off. There we go. It was one of the useful spells from yesterday.
Right. So we've done everything on that page. I don't think we need to do anything again. So should we see what's coming next?
They're going to get us to practice again, or is this something new?
Ooh, who are these little guys?
Right, you'll need to engorge and shrink things to pass this chapter's final test. So let's practice.
Ah, here we go. Some more
Demonstration with
practice.
your wand. You'll now have a chance to practice the engorgement and shrinking charms on some creatures. Don't worry, it won't do them any
Now,
harm.
seeing how we treated the pumpkin, I feel a bit worried
With
for the
that
creatures
said,
ahead.
It is not advisable to practice engorging or shrinking your own pets for homework practice. At least not until you're certain that you can reverse the effects.
I don't think you can reverse the exploding, can you?
Well, I suppose you've got to stop before you go too far.
Ah, here's a nice little bit again. We're becoming encased in part of Hogwarts. Where are
I
we?
think we're in a herbology greenhouse by the looks of things.
The
Someone's gone
Book of
wild
Wonder
with
so far has
engorgement
done
and
something
shrinking
that I'm
charms in here.
really impressed with the
Using
AR.
your two new
Because
spells
usually when
to
you see
return
AR,
things to
you
their
just get a
normal size.
background, you
And
get
it looks
Space
like
Invaders
this
or
place
something
has a
flying in
mob
front of you.
infestation.
Here,
See
it
that round
drags,
hole up
scales,
there? That
pans
is a
across the
knob.
picture, and then as you can
Too
see
small
here,
to chase off
puts
the
you
gnome.
right in the
Try
background, actually
engorging.
making you feel like you're part of the
Careful, don't
universe.
enlarge the gnome.
Oh dear. I don't think I was listening to what we were doing. Let's cancel that. Oh, and should we do a shrink? So I missed what we were doing. Are we shrinking the gnome?
Try shrinking anything. Shrink the gnomes, or the...
Oh, no.
Engorge that
it's a
tiny
bit
knob.
jittery.
Even things out.
No, you've got to... I think it said you've got to engorge the snouty thing.
That gnarl needs to be bigger, not smaller.
Well, I think we're shrinking the gnome.
No, you've got to try the gnarl bigger.
Okay, why don't you
There you
have a
go.
go?
Oh,
I think we still have to shrink the gnome.
honestly. She's no Hermione. Right.
But you're all wrong.
Right, come on, hedgehog type creature, let's even things up. Where are you? I've lost
This
my
is
space.
actually the trickiest it's been. It's
There we
been
go.
a lot easier so far.
Go on,
Engorge
Mr.
that
Hedgehog.
tiny gnarl. Even things out.
I think you have to shrink the gnome to even things out.
No. Alright, okay, so is that one? There we go.
There you go. So the down would be to shrink. Oh, there we go.
Go on, go on,
Oh.
Hedgehog.
Poor gnome. Or a gnumbly if you listen to the Love Goods.
Well
Gnumbly.
done. Gnarls might look like
Gnumbly
hedgehogs, but they're
gardentia.
fierce enough to fight off a gnome. Another gnarl and gnome, equally sized, so neither's giving an inch. Shrink the gnome to tip the scales.
Shrink the gnome. Well, we've already got a shrinking spell ready.
Don't make the gnarl
So.
any
Oh,
smaller.
no!
no, not that one.
No.
Instead.
Oh, look at that. Gnome looks a bit grumpy there.
Go on, no.
Alright, you're gonna have to shrink that
Right,
gnarl
let's-
now.
Go on then. There we go.
Whoop, don't go too far.
We don't want an exploding hedgehog. That's it. Chase him off. Chase him off.
On, shrink the gnome, and the gnarl will chase him off. That's it! That gnome's not happy, but the gnarls were here first. These huge gnomes.
We've been to other places in
the more
Hogwarts as
gnarls
well.
around,
There's
shrink the gnomes and engorge the
like
gnarls
dungeon
on the
classrooms, isn't it? And another part of the herbology lab. Yeah.
So you've got Engorgio on, so
Let's try it. Can we get the other one?
oh, no, same one.
Oh! It punted the hedgehog.
There's nothing worse than a bully. Shrink the gnomes
Oh,
down to
gotta
size.
shrink those gnomes
Go on,
now.
I'll pass.
Gnarls get a bit of a boost. Excellent.
There we
There
go.
we go.
That gnarl needs
Oh,
to be
no,
bigger,
miss.
not smaller.
Seems
There
to
we
have
go.
shrunked everything, so off those names go.
Never mess with a hedgehog.
Well done. You've mastered magical engorgement and shrinking, two helpful wizarding abilities.
Is that it? Are we done?
I think
There we
we're
go.
done.
Back into the world. Or our living room. So in the battle of man versus hedgehog,
Time to
Hedgehog
find
won.
out how well you did.
Gnome versus hedgehog,
gnome
surely.
versus hedgehog.
Well, there you are. Engorging and shrinking like an old hand. Well done. Some improvement needed.
Well, I don't think we did too well. It looks like we just won 5 house points rather than before.
I know we've been getting 15 before, so perhaps we could have been a bit more efficient.
Our wand work has been lacking today.
Oh, so I think there's a
Now,
note there.
all
Should
that
we read the
remains is
note?
this chapter's test. Turn the page to begin.
No, let's just
Much
just
closer.
Oh.
no, let's not dwell on our deficiencies. Let's turn over the page.
Engorging and shrinking like an old hand. Well done. Good effort.
Yes, come back. There you go.
Oh dear,
So-
oh dear.
At the end of each chapter, at each year, you're handed a test. For the first one, it involved mixing up the first 4 spells that we learned, and here I think we've got. I forget which one. I think that one is that fire.
Fire, maybe?
Unlocking. As you can see,
No, I think the M was making birds.
birds. Okay.
Uh,
Oh yes.
And then we learnt that sideways one, which is the revealing.
Ah, the
charm.
revealing one, yes. So we've got to now all put them together in some sort of test.
So, how do we start the test then?
Have we gone too soon? Have we missed something on here?
I don't think so.
No, I just want to go over.
It's time for this
Here we go.
test. Remember, you'll need all
Time
of the
to take our
spells.
O.W.L.
In this chapter, we've
I don't
learned
think
to
we're there
create
yet.
fire, reveal invisible ink,
So we've got
conjure
fire,
words, and change the
birds,
size of things.
Revealing ink,
Now it's
shrinking,
time to
reducing.
give your skills a real
and making
test,
larger.
in a place where only Gringotts Cursebreakers have trod before.
Are we off to Egypt?
You'll need
Oh, I
each
should be alright
of your
there,
new
then.
spells to pass. Good luck, tread carefully, and remember, it is imprudent to annoy a sphinx.
Oh, uh-oh.
Are we off?
Merlin's beard, a sphinx.
Here we go.
Remember what Miranda said. These
Look at it.
cunning creatures
little elves.
delight in
Pat it.
puzzles and mysteries. I bet
Who's
this
you,
one's
who's you?
hidden a puzzle around here. Can you find it?
So we've got to try and find the puzzle.
Oh, why don't we
Is
turn the sphinx round? See?
Now, what
See?
spell did you learn that reveals hidden things?
See?
So we don't want to use the revealing charm, do you not think?
Oh, we could. We could try revealing charm.
Excellent.
I can't remember. Was this a flicky one?
Well revealed. Now,
Oh.
let's
Ah.
see what this cryptic cat has to say for itself. 3 trials you must pass to prove your worth. Well, that was cheery. Rare
Okay.
creatures, sphinxes, and terribly dangerous if you get the wrong answer. Ah, this must be the first of the trials. I wonder what's needed here. Well, you could start by finding a way to chase those creepy crawlies off this
Oh,
test
so
channel.
I think this is the birds. I think that was the
Try the
little
bird.
lamb.
Yep.
Marvellous, good thinking.
There we go.
Those
Marvellous.
birds will chase off the bugs.
Bugs dispatched.
Oh, let's leave them be and let them settle on this little statue. Looks like an ibis to me.
Oh, look at that. It seems feathers
Trouble
here
playing with a
are
Harry
pretty
Potter
friends.
fan and a museum
think you
curator
passed
with a
your
keen
first
interest in
trial.
Egyptology is I have no specialist domain left in this place.
Oh, you got the
this must
tech.
be trial
I got the
number
tech,
2.
she's got the knowledge.
It looks like a torch bearer, except that both his torches have gone out.
Ah, that's what it is.
Ooh,
We
do
can do
you want to have a
something
go?
about it. Try it.
Do you
Which
know
one
which
was
solution
the...
here?
the Z, I think?
The Z.
Spell could you use on
Zorro.
a torch bearer?
That's it. Go on, Una. Go on, give a good flick.
Flick.
That's it. Light
There
them
we go.
both. Well done.
Oh,
3 trials,
for that?
the Sphinx said.
No.
What's next, I wonder?
mind the book.
That's 2 tests passed. Is this
Nearly
Anubis?
there.
It
Trial
is,
number
yes.
3 looks
Or
straightforward.
O.W.L.s.
My guess is you need to make things a bit more...
Just when you think you're beginning to learn.
Oh, so I think we need to balance it. So do you think might need to make one bigger?
You have a great patronising voice, by the way. It's,
So's your face.
Making the
never do a
sword
quick
smaller
look with
for
your
you.
wife or partner.
Making him larger. Michael.
Okay, so we're going to shrink that one.
Yeah.
Shrink.
So you're holding the trigger?
Yeah.
You need to use one of your spells to balance things out.
Maybe I need to grow it instead.
Well remembered.
There we go. There we go, yep. Go on, larger.
Oop. Don't go too far. That looks quite even to me.
There we
It's
go.
a paper one. That's trouble.
Looks like this trial was a trap.
That's a good bit of origami.
Oh dear, we've been trapped into making a big scorpion.
Looks
That's
like
it,
our
you could
most
just see up
are
close one of my
for
favourite
now.
things about this.
Just brush
I don't know how they do it,
See if he's
but they still manage to get the wand between your fingers when you splay them.
Why?
Meanwhile... Or do we just need to go...
Sandstorm. Quick, hold your breath.
There we go. Oh!
Oh dear, sandstorm. Where are we off to?
Ah! We're being whisked away to the tomb of the Sphinx. I just love the little leather edging around there. A lot of the great things about Book of Wonder is actually the polish that the Sony team have put to it. They've really shown a lot of care and attention to, well, not only cater to youngsters, but make things like this. Just the real flashy bits that make it all one really nice package.
Oh, so what are we doing now?
Although I think I've just probably spoken over.
Do you think maybe this try lighting a torch?
Light those torches with a
Zorro.
spell to find out where we are. Excellent. That's the first. Merlin's beard.
There we go.
There's
Ancient
another one.
Egyptian tomb.
That backhand as well.
What's that noise?
Ooh.
More scorpions. Find a way to get rid of them before they get too close.
Oh,
Ooh dear.
is that birds?
Conjuring birds
Oh,
at a time like
perhaps
this. Try something else.
Okay, maybe not. Quick.
What are we doing? Are we reducing them?
Yeah. Make them fall through the grate.
Don't let
Down
them
they
get
fall.
too close. Use a spell. Excellent. It's
Oh,
so small,
no.
it fell straight through the grill. Do that again. Excellent shrinking. Let gravity do the rest, eh? That's the
I
last of
think
them.
we could have also burnt them, but it's obviously
tr-
required
Noise.
shrinking.
Leaping leprechauns. That monster's
Oh,
back.
grief.
It's too heavy. Watch out!
Ah!
Ooh!
He seems to have stolen us.
Oh no! Off we go!
Ah!
Merlin's beard, where are we?
Sound effects optional.
Heavens!
We're back in the living
That
room.
monster-sized scorpion again. You
Oops.
better cut this overgrown.
He just shook us off the screen.
Quick. Ah yes. You better cut this
Reducto.
overgrown pod down to size quick. Well, remember. That's
dear.
it. It won't get
You
any
cancelling out
smaller.
the spell. Nice.
Oh, what should we do? Should we,
Try again. Press triangle if you want a hint. Try the
What do you
fire
think
making
we should
spell
try?
to
It's
get
a bit of a
rid
loopy-
scorpion once and for all.
Oh, sort of. Obviously
Well,
not
that's
doing
one
it.
way
There
to
we
snuff
go.
out a paper scorpion. Don't worry, it was only something conjured by your book after all.
So,
There's the Sphinx
let's
again.
down the book.
We must be in his inner
Cinders on there. Oh,
Let's see. You must solve 3 final riddles to prove your worth.
Okay, control
Surely
passes
your
back
wits are
over.
as sharp as your wand work, and you will receive your
Hello.
reward. You have proven that your magic is powerful, but a wizard or witch must master more than jinxes and charms. Leaping leprechauns! The place is filling with sand. You'd better answer these puzzles and fast.
Nope. This is for brains as well as quick one work.
We need to light this fire.
Enter. Oh. No, quick. God. No.
Superb! That's one puzzle passed. What's next?
There we go.
Oh, might be another.
I was
Was
expecting.
that revealing up at the top corner? Do you think?
Yes. What?
So
Oh
that
no!
was-
No, here comes another one.
Oh,
That definitely
It's,
wasn't right. Try something else. Hurry up! That sand will bury us soon.
No.
Yes!
say this one.
Excellently done.
There we go.
Shrink it down
Ah,
to
you've
size.
reached the final puzzle. But
I want more
where is it?
birds.
That slippery sphinx must have hidden it again. Use Aparecium to reveal it.
It's time to go. I think you're right. It might be the revealing one.
Is this a pointy one?
Give it a flick. There we go.
The final clue. You've proven yourself with spells, but in this test, what has been a better friend than any charm or jinx or hex? I think it means what you used more in the test, your head or your heart. Point your wand, then pull the T button to choose.
I'm
You'd
hoping
better
it's
hurry
head.
up. Have you used your head or your heart in this test? Point your
I think
brilliant,
we've been
spectacular.
using our heads
You used your
when
head, of
we've
course.
kept it.
Are you ready to claim your prize?
Occasionally when we've actually paid
Dear.
attention.
If we're not careful, might get devoured by the Sphinx.
Ah. More sound effects. Ah. Oh, we're back.
Back in the room.
Back in the room.
Back again. Now, let's have a peek at this chapter's conundrum.
That was a bit of a change from the last chapter one, because the last one was a bit more action orientated. Chasing a water horse around a lake.
From Hogwarts, and O.W.L.s was so pleased. He would have read the whole thing, but a ball needed squeezed. He would have packed his trunk himself.
As well, at the end of each chapter each year, you get one of these little stories, and they all build up to be, I think they said some sort of conundrum to supposedly teach about the wizarding ways and how good wizards should live.
They're all full of morals, like our fables, aren't they? A bit like the Beadles, the Bard's Tales.
I think that eventually unlocks a final chapter where you have to try and solve the puzzle. And
but Douglas didn't want to, and so letters home were sent.
again, it's just some lovely animation on it all. Again, overlaid. Can I borrow the one?
Oh, gosh,
I think if you can poke the wand through it just to tweak it a bit.
Douglas liked to be distracted because he found it much more fun. His homework was abandoned and his spells and charms half done.
I think most of the stories seem to be about don't be lazy and practice.
But then
Moral, so we don't have to be wizards to take heed of. Although you can't poke them if you're not a wizard.
It is nicer
Poke.
not to dwell on Dougie's second nose or on the mess or on
Oh
the
dear.
smell.
Is that man with 3 noses?
Some of these tales remind me a bit of Roald Dahl's Revolting Rhymes. They're
Yes.
quite
yes.
gross, and bit of a lesson to learn at the
Didn't want to
end.
do, the silly lad. Answer me.
Unfortunately, we don't have a young child on hand to gauge their opinion on the whole thing. But
To be honest, if we did, I'd be stealing the wand off them.
well, yeah, we
yeah.
had to share, so that was
That's
bad enough. Oh,
Oh, here we go.
here's an owl.
I think we've successfully negotiated year 2.
Here's your certificate recording your progress.
Let's see what they
Pull it
thought
up
of
from
us.
the book to have a look.
Shoo.
You've made real progress with those spells. 10 house points.
10.
Aww. Could have been quicker, I
It's the
think.
pressure of being on camera, I think. Just my ineptitude with certain spells. Are they gonna go
Oh
away?
dear, that's us fighting the large paper scorpion.
Is that it? I don't know
Alright.
how to get rid of
When you're
that.
finished, you can press the circle button.
Ah, circle button. There we go. Put some more unlocks. The unlocks tend to be just sort of toys
That's
and
it, you've
almost
finished the
AR
chapter.
cards that just pop
Close
up
the
on
book
this.
And choose another chapter.
Ah, we're
There
done.
we go, so
Let's,
we can close the book.
close the book. Well,
Front
that's-
will
We're
take
looking
us
at
to
the back of
the...
the book.
Yeah, turn it all over. Actually, if I move it quick enough, you can see what the actual book looks like. There you go. Hello. It's too quick, too quick. If we open
You're
it
ready
back
to
up.
move on. To get the chapter menu, just point your
I
wand.
mean, most
on the
all the
card
chapters
or
seem to be
button.
taking that
Which chapter are you
that
going to
general
take on
principle
next?
of
When
a
you
bit of a
finish
slow,
chapters
steady
1 to
start,
4,
and then eventually
you'll
they'll open
unlock
up into a couple
chapter
of
5.
AR rooms where you can go and throw spells at pixies and odds and sods. So it's not a taxing adventure at all. It's just slow, good wholehearted fun.
Well, I wouldn't say it was unmitigated fun. It is, as you say, quite a slow, steady pace. So,
You've definitely got to have either a love of the tech, which I'm enjoying at the moment, or a love of Harry Potter to persevere with it all.
absolutely. But I mean, it is pretty mind blowing what they're doing here.
I think for me as well is the potential of what can come after this as well. I know they've got like a noir detective agency one that's planned in the summer. So I'm hoping that this is just the first step. Because I know they've had the is it the Eye of Judgment cards when the iToy first launched, but it seems sadly neglected since then. What have we got here?
Oh, it moved a bit too fast, but we're looking at
Yeah.
our dragon skin gloves.
I think we should leave you on possibly our favourite or most horrific find, if this is it.
Moving on then. You can go back to that later if
oh
you
no,
choose.
Oh
that's
no,
not
I
it.
think it was the other page,
So
but
we gotta-
using the arrow.
We've got to dig it back out. No, we just this is go away. Go
Showing your
away.
ineptitude.
Yeah, I'm just gonna close, open
Right,
again.
let's crack on.
Having so few buttons, it's I get very confused about how to exit things. Oh, here we go.
There's the arrow.
Right, whistle it to go along.
Let's see what's on the next page.
Here it is. Our favourite abomination. Is it a frog? Is it a rabbit? We're not quite sure. It jumps like anything, though. There you go. And just for good measure, let's try it. I won't let me hose it down. Animal cruelty not to be encouraged. And on that, we'll close the Book of Wonder for tonight.
Moving on then. You can go back.
Thank you very much for joining us, and we'll catch you again soon.